Um, Good evening again, YouTubers. This video I'm going to discuss the situation of black women in certain areas. Um, Black women, as a black woman myself, I love you guys out there. But it's time for us to um, take a step back, and some of us maybe we need to take several steps back and begin to really focus on taking care of ourselves. For decades, even centuries, as black women, especially dark-skinned black women, we've pushed and supported everybody. We need to start pushing and supporting ourselves, because the fact of the matter is that we've neglected ourselves, many of us, and it's time to stop that. I view videos on YouTube all the time where we're being berated, talked about in the most disgusting way possible, made fun of in terms of who we are as women, our choices, our weight, you name it. We've become the butt of everybody's jokes, everything that's negative, or let me arise this morning and just beat up on black women because I have nothing to do attitude. And it's time that we take our power back as black women. No more of this. And that means that we have to put ourselves first. Take care of ourselves. Look in the mirror and take a really good look at ourselves, our life, our choices, the people that we have as friends or so-called friends or frenemies, the people that we may be involved with in our personal life with individuals that call themselves men. They help in procuring having children, and then they don't want to take care of the children. They don't want to make a commitment to you, and they just walk away with excuses. And maybe 5-10 years down the road, maybe they'll show up again and say, oh, well, I'm sorry, I was young, I made a mistake, I didn't know what I was doing, yeah. All types of excuses for bad behavior. And as black women, especially dark-skinned black women, tend to forgive. Let's forgive and treat these individuals as though, they're children. They're not children, they're grown men. Just like we're grown women. And it's time to stop playing games with these individuals and making them believe that it's okay to do things that are inappropriate to us, and we're just going to sit and tolerate it because, well, it's a black man, and, there's been slavery, and make all type of excuses, and slave syndrome, and you name it. This is 2021. And if we are to survive and thrive as a people, we first need to clean house. We need to clean out the trash. If there's trash that needs to be cleaned out, we need to clean it out once and for all and keep it on the curb where it belongs for the garbage man to come and dispose of it. Because the thing about dealing with trashy people, it can become an epidemic. And as a dark-skinned black woman, I see it all the time. I'm not involved with any of these individuals out here because I don't see anything to be involved with. These individuals are either on the down low, or they're pimps. They're looking for somewhere to lay their head for the winter time or the summertime when the weather it's raining or whatever is going on with the weather, or somebody to give them a meal or several meals. I view all these young women with all these children. They're having children in poverty. You can't take care of yourself, but you're having all these children. Children are a great blessing, but it's terribly, terribly unfair to have children that you can't take care of, that you can't provide a roof with, or two. And what happens to those children as they begin to grow and realize they're living in poverty? And then the abuse is going to begin because you can't give the kids what they deserve. Which is a loving home, food to eat, a roof over their head, and making those children feel safe. And in order to do those things and accomplish those things, you have to have money. You have to have some type of career, some type of position that you're working that makes where you're making money to take care of yourself and those children, and not focus on deadbeat men that aren't doing anything to help you, but give you a road between the sheets. That's not going to get it. That's not going to put food on the table. And then you eat yourself into a stupor, into obesity and being fat because you become depressed. The fact is, you have the power to do something about your wretched situation, and to shut these people's mouths, these men that have negative things to say about us as women. Enough is enough. No more. It's time to put these wagging tongues to rest, because the fact is, the tongue can be wicked, and these people on the internet, they're growing their channels at the expense of berating black women up and down like it's a street on YouTube. If you have weight on your body, begin changing your nutrition. There are hundreds, probably thousands of books on how to get that accomplished. If you need help, then get some help. If you need someone to help to push you or help to motivate you to make changes, you can do that. And you can motivate the other person as well. But begin the process of changing your life if you're unhappy with how your lifestyle is. Only you can do that. And don't wait too long. Because the longer you wait, the longer it takes to make the changes. And then you get older and more depressed or melancholy. And you have to ask yourself, is it fair for you to live a life where you are depressed and melancholy every day? Because you may reside in the housing, aka projects, or anywhere else for that matter. Or you have your children, and then, for different men, and you take it out on your children. And then even worse, you take it out on yourself, because if you don't love yourself or like yourself, how are you going to love and like your children? They didn't ask to be born, but they're here, so you take care of them. It's incumbent that you take care of them. And you need to take care of yourself so you can be healthy to take care of your children. So I just wanted to say those few words. It's not to offend anyone, because I'm not in the business of offending people. Because it's not nice. I was once overweight myself, and I recall when people laughed at me. I was the butt of everybody's jokes. And if I went somewhere and I asked questions, nobody would even acknowledge me due to my weight. And, one begins questioning their self-worth also due to their weight. You may be declined for positions that you could get because of the weight issue. This is a country that can be unmerciful when somebody is overweight. And all you black men also, if you're with women that have some weight on them, help them. Take them to the gym. You don't even have to go to a gym. Go jogging. Walk every day. Get your ass up out of that bed, and you and your woman go for a walk. Start out with maybe a half hour. You'd be surprised how much walking you can do in a half hour. Walk around the block 100 times. You'd be surprised how that works. If you have steps in your building, walk up the steps 5 times and then increase it to maybe 10 times. Do it together. Do some juicing. One of my favorite juices are one green apple, kale, and celery. It's great. So start out doing some juicing. You can fast in the mornings until 12 o'clock, and then you have a light salad. Have a light salad for dinner. You'll be surprised how you feel mentally and physically. And you help each other. This pandemic should not be an excuse for people to just sit home, put weight on, be depressed, and then that becomes an excuse, and then tomorrow you arise to do the same thing. You know, if there are things that you need to do in your apartment or your home, meaning a house, you know, open your closet. See if there are things that you need to get rid of. Throw out all the crosses that's in there. Things that, clothing you haven't worn in many, many years and may never wear. You know, donate it to the Salvation Army or place it in the back of the building for people that may need clothing, or go online and sell it. Clean out your closets in the kitchen, your kitchen pantries, your closets in the bedroom, in the foyer, your drawers, you know, in your dressers, your armoires. You know, if there's a paint job that you need to do in your homes, you know, get some paint. But find things to do. Learn a few languages, because this pandemic is going to last for a while. So if people are just sitting around on their backside waiting for it to end, you may be in for a long wait. So in the meantime, there are things you can do. Maybe, you know, that sewing machine you've always wanted. Invest in the sewing machine. Learn how to sew. There are so many things now that's online that weren't there when I was young. You know, we live in the best of times, and in some cases it's the worst of times. But as Black people, we can make it good for ourselves. We can use this pandemic, can become our lightning rod to go further, to do more with our lives. You know, turn a disadvantage into an advantage. You know, that's what you can do. That's what you do. You turn a disadvantage into an advantage to build your life. Because suppose this pandemic lasts for another year, another 2 years, 3 years, maybe another 5 years. You're just going to sit around and put an exorbitant amount of weight on and just eat yourself into oblivion, you know, and have children, more children in poverty. I mean, what's the plan? You have to make a plan and create a purpose for yourself, and then work your plan. In any case, you know, I don't know everything, but the little bit I just stated, I do know. We have the power to do better with our lives. Some politician is not going to make our lives better for us. We have to do that as Black people. And we better do that, or we are going to be in some deep, deep trouble. And the kind of trouble where we may arise one day, and how many of us are going to be left on this planet as we know it? No one was prepared for this time, or very few of us to begin with. I reside in Harlem, and the homeless situation in Harlem and the food insecurity in Harlem it's just mind-boggling. It's really, really bad. Really, really bad. Dangerously bad. And I'm being very conservative when I use those words. So to all my Black folks out there, especially dark-skinned Black women, get it together. Please. You know, please. For your own sake, for your safety, and for that of your children, so you can live a better life. and you can shut these wagging tongues that always has negative things to say about us as a people and as black women. Enough is enough. And on that note, I'm going to say goodnight. This is my second video. I'm having a good time making videos. Okay, dears. Be safe. Hug your families. Hug yourselves. Treat yourselves well. And I wish everybody the best. Good night. Like and subscribe. Please, I need your help in order for my channel to grow.